So there were going to be a march today of 400,000 Parisians calling for climate action on the eve of the climate conference outside of Paris. And because of the terrorist attacks, that march was cancelled. And this is really a signal of the determination of Parisians to be heard on climate. Each of these shoes that we're looking at here today represents an ordinary citizen who took a pair of shoes out of their closet, decorated them, some of them planted plants in their shoes, brought them to La République in just a matter of days, and now they've been installed here. So it's kind of an incredible monument, both to the voices that have been silenced and also to that hope for action that comes out of this city.
Do you get any sense at all, people have talked about it, that because of what happened in Paris nearly a month ago, there may be more of a willingness among countries to work with France to achieve a deal, or is that just, sort of some ridiculous hope that some people are putting forward?
I don't think it is. I think when the French government decided not to cancel the climate conference, what they understood is that terrorism is about division. It's about pitting us against each other. It's about our inability to work together. It's a zero-sum game. And this climate conference has the opportunity to be about the world coming together in its wisdom and creating this grand bargain for our future. One that has a long-term goal, that has a price tag, that has a plan for how to get there. And that's an answer to terrorism. To be able to come together as one people and solve a crisis. It neutralizes these forces that try to divide us and pit us against each other and sow hatred and fear amongst average citizens.
And just in terms of the world leaders turning up on Monday, we live in a world of realpolitik where people do things according to their national interests. Why do you think demonstrations like this will cut through to leaders who are, operating in their own bubbles?
We know it will. People power created this moment. 18 months ago, the fossil fuel ended long-term goal, that idea that we would have a sunset clause on fossil fuels, was a pipe dream. Now it's part of the mainstream discussion. And that's because there was a march that happened in September last year. And then that march was echoed in the halls of the United Nations by leaders like President Obama. And then the call of that march was echoed again by the G7, by Angela Merkel, even by China after their bilateral with the United States. So you start to see this idea spearheaded by people in the streets making its way into the popular discourse. That's democracy in action. That's accountability. That's the way the world should work. And I think we're going to see more of that in the next 2 weeks.